Hi, I'm Cipriano-Gorman.
And I'm Lindsay O'Neill, and we are The Healthy Dish. So you can follow Vicki at
Victoria's_dish
on Instagram, and I'm at Linz O'Neill, L-I-N-D-Z O'Neill.
And also, you can follow us at thehealthydish.tv on Instagram,
which is also our website, so you can watch more of our episodes. All right, so today we have some farm fresh, fantastic, fabulous, healthy food.
Farm stand fresh.
Farm stand fresh. She likes to truncate things a little bit, yeah.
So we're going to start out with, first of all, we're going to have a tomato and peach panzanella salad. We're going to do a cauliflower steak, which we're going to get in the oven first, with some
quinoa salad, which we have some fresh figs, which are from the farm stand today. We've got some walnuts, and then we're just going to make it a little bit sweeter because the cauliflower that you're making has some
we're going to kick it up. Yes. So we're going to get the get this in the oven first.
So cauliflower steak. So we're making a vegan meal today, which is going to be delicious. I mean, we have some rustic bread, which goes in the panzanella salad. We're going to grill the peaches, right? Mm-hmm. Are we grilling the tomatoes too? Do you
want to split the peaches?
Yeah.
I want to start because those are going to take some time too.
Okay. So I'm splitting the peaches
just
down in half.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And pit them.
Got it.
Okay.
And you're making beautiful cauliflower steaks. And how thick do these need to be, Vicki?
You want them to be like a steak, essentially. So I did them about a ½ an inch thick.
Okay, that's beautiful.
And I'm going to take just the good ones for now.
Okay.
And
you can throw the rest into a soup or something like that?
Well, I mean, I would roast the other ones at home, but because we're being pretty on...
You're always pretty.
Right. I'm going to drizzle some olive oil, and I am going to...
Salt, pepper?
Yep, salt.
I'm gonna go behind you.
Regular pepper, coarse pepper, hot pepper flakes.
Oh, yum.
Okay. To taste, but the whole idea is to have a little heat. And then what is really good for you and healthy is turmeric, which has so many good health benefits. It's good for inflammation, it's good for memory loss, all kinds of things.
I know the last time I tried to tell someone what turmeric was good for, I completely lost my thought, and the woman I was talking to was like, wait, isn't it good for memory? I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably eat more turmeric because it's good for memory, and I couldn't remember.
Can I have those tongs?
Of course.
And then we're going to...
And you put smoked paprika?
Yes, I
paprika?
did. Mm-hmm. Paprika.
Easy for me to say.
And then we're going to flip them over.
Yum.
And
it smells good already.
Hit it again on the other side. So again, you want to generously coat it with olive oil because we want it to really caramelize.
Yes.
Because that is really... You will not even know you're eating a vegetable.
Now, do you have to take the stalks off, or can you keep them like that?
I like it.
It's pretty. It's kind of pretty like that.
I like it, and it gets a nice crispy brown, and I don't know. I will eat the green leaves myself.
Yummy.
Okay, so you want to generously coat it with the smoked paprika, and these are warm spices that really... They make you feel good. They taste good. Okay, so that's it.
Perfect.
Pop that.
Yep. Let's get the
go
oven
right
for you.
Bottom of the oven, we have it set to 400 or what? 375.
You want me to put it on 400?
375, 400, and we're going to check that in about 10 minutes and get that so to see how that is charring up. And for these here, we're just going to. Do you
want me to get rid of this cauliflower?
Yeah, I want to put a little olive oil on these though. So
okay.
So I'm going to just put a little bit of olive oil on these peaches.
Yummy, yummy. I love grilled peaches. I actually make dessert with grilled peaches all the time. It helps to really bring out the sweetness. The sugar, the natural sugars in the peach bring out the natural sweetness, and when you grill them, it makes the sugar caramelize, and it's just so good.
Okay, we've had this heating up.
Yes.
Good.
Oh, look at the sizzle.
I did salt and pepper these because you want to season your food as you go along. Okay, so this would be great on the barbecue. This is good as in a salad, as a side dish, and as a dessert.
Yeah.
So panzanella salad is an Italian salad. And what it actually...
We got two Italians in the kitchen right now. Oh
boy.
boy.
What panzanella means is the penne means bread,
Pan.
and the zella means bowl.
Oh.
So it's a bowl of bread salad.
And we're using the organic, fresh made bread. This is a sourdough, I think, right? Which will give it a
We're
nice.
gonna find out.
Yeah. Smells like a
It was
sourdough.
still warm when we bought it.
Yes.
But we're gonna take it now and we're gonna actually toast it up because we
Okay,
want
let me
it to
get
be
rid of this so I
crispy
can give you a nice clean cutting board.
and
Look at that.
absorb the dressing we're gonna make.
Yes. All right. The oven is hot.
So
That's what you're hearing.
So
Okay.
you could really use day-old bread. We did not.
We wanted
but
to use fresh
you-
bread.
The idea is to use bread that you have left around the house and to really just kind of rip it up into shreds.
And you can use gluten-free bread too. I mean, there's certainly lots of gluten-free breads on the market right now.
Kinda
Just
need
make
that
sure
bowl.
that even if it's gluten-free, it still has good ingredients in it. A lot of people during quarantine, during COVID, have been making their own sourdough yeast starters. Sourdough is actually really easy to make in a Dutch oven. You can just Google it and figure out how to make it online. But
I'm gonna take a little peek there, make sure anything.
no,
No, we're not.
not yet.
All right, so
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
crank
kind
it
of
up a little bit
shredding
more.
this.
Yeah. So the peaches are going to take a little bit to cook up, but we're going to toast the bread in a different pan because you don't want the bread to just be all mushy and gross in the
Right.
salad. You want it to be nice and crisp and maybe even a little bit brown.
So you could actually have
Try this
taken
up
just a sheet, like a slice of this, and toasted it on the barbecue if you were outside, instead of ripping this up. But
And you put a little bit of olive oil on it
Yeah,
too,
that's
right?
what we're gonna
Olive
do.
oil is one of the most essential things. I love having this little,
yeah, you monitor it. It's kind of like using, like we talked about. You should be watching all of our
all
segments.
of our episodes.
Yeah. When you use flaky salt or kosher salt, you get to monitor it. Likewise, you don't chug out tons of olive oil. You get to monitor it.
Right.
So just kind of toss this with a little
Did you put the salt in there
olive oil.
already?
I just put a little tiny, like I
Okay.
kissed it.
Kissed it.
And you're just
Okay.
gonna get a good toast on that, nice and
You got it. Let me turn this up.
golden
All right,
brown.
there we go.
And we're gonna save
Save the bowl.
save that bowl.
You don't have to do so many
Okay, we'll put
dishes.
that
I hate,
aside.
that's my least favorite part of cooking is doing the dishes.
And as we let that go, we're gonna move on to the next part of the salad, the tomatoes and the
Okay.
onions.
Perfect.
Because
What kind of onions are you using?
I love a sweet onion, a Vidalia onion.
Mm.
I don't like a tangy onion, but if I were held to the fire, I would put my onions in a bowl first with a little vinegar,
Ooh.
and then I would prepare the rest. It takes the sting out.
Really?
Yes, you won't have like a bite to the onion, and you won't breathe on everybody.
So I also heard another tip, which I didn't know about. My friend Aime told me that if I oversalt a soup, which I do sometimes, you can't take salt out of a
You
soup,
can't take it back.
but you can't take it back. But if you add a little bit of vinegar to it, it actually makes it less salty. Isn't that cool?
Really, I did not
Yeah.
know that.
And you don't really taste the vinegar either because it kind of cooks up. Oh, look at that. All right,
There we go.
We're getting some.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we want. Yeah.
We're getting some grill marks.
So I think we're gonna need a bigger bowl than this. So
We're gonna need
take
a
this
bigger boat,
Mama,
Vicky.
here to mix it all in.
Oh,
so
look at
for
that.
now,
That's pretty.
we're
Okay.
gonna get
All
some
right.
tomatoes in here.
And this
just cutting
bread,
some
for
wedges.
reason, this bread is not toasting up the way I would want it to be right
We
now.
can maybe swap out burners when we're done. If,
Yeah.
we have
It's
time.
starting.
Yeah.
It's getting there.
So I'm just doing a nice wedge. I'm taking out the center of the tomato because
Now,
I don't want the.
these are farm fresh.
These
The
are-
tomatoes
yeah.
this year have been off the chain. They are so good. They're not mealy or anything. But you know the tip for buying tomatoes?
Oh, do tell.
Okay. So, not that you carry toothbrushes around with you, but if you happen to have a toothbrush and it doesn't have a bunch of gunk on it, you take a toothbrush and you kind of brush the outside of the tomato, and if you can make a dent, a nice dent with just
Who
the
carries a
I don't
toothbrush?
know. I carry toothbrushes. I'm
I mean,
on
I have those
camera a
little
lot.
disposable ones, but I thought they looked
Or
at
you
me
can take
funny
it
at the
home.
farmer's market, but
Yeah. You can also just press your finger into it, and if it is soft enough to make a slight little dent, then that's a perfectly ripe tomato. They're ready to go.
I've actually had a farmer, I won't name the farm stand, come after me for squeezing too many tomatoes because I like a nice firm tomato. And he finally came out and was like, stop touching the tomatoes.
She gets me in trouble everywhere I go.
Yes, I am a troublemaker
She
for
is
sure.
a troublemaker. So we're gonna try to get this bread, maybe I swap them.
All right, I would like a little more char on the peaches.
Yeah,
So
we'll get the
can-
char on
yeah,
the peaches.
Okay.
But this pan, for some reason, is not liking it over there.
So with the peaches, I made sure to buy them ahead of time because peaches, like avocados, you kind of have to plan ahead.
Yes, you do.
Because you normally can't just go to the store and buy a peach and avocado and expect to use it immediately. You're not going to find the perfect ripe. You really gotta squeeze them all.
Yeah, and then you'll get in trouble.
Yes, exactly.
When the farmer comes out and yells at you, don't be surprised.
Mention my name.
Yeah, just say, Vicki from Victoria's Dish sent you to squeeze the peaches and the tomatoes.
So I'm gonna cut the onions the same way I cut the tomatoes.
Nice bigger chunks.
Yes, we're gonna keep everything uniform here.
Now you're not gonna cook the onions, you're keeping them raw.
No. Now, I should have done what I said with the vinegar first, but these are sweet onions, so it's gonna be fine.
Okay, so they're not gonna be as...
No, these will not have a bite. And so I have here
Making a mess.
some very nice basil
go. It's cooking.
and parsley. Now it is? Okay,
It's
good.
finally cooking.
So I'm gonna take a substantial bit of basil here off
my gosh.
it smells so good.
Smells so
So you just
good.
want to remove the stem, and then you kind of line them up together. You know, the chiffonade.
What's that?
Okay, so you're going to take the leaves.
Did it sound like she spoke another language?
I said chiffonade.
Okay.
You take the leaves and you put them on top of each other.
I
This is
didn't
very
bring the
simple.
swear jar, Vicki, so you can't.
This is the most simplest way because if you over chop basil, you will bruise it, and then it not only won't
Oh.
taste good, but it won't look good.
Oh, and you want it to be pretty, right?
Yeah, nobody wants to see black basil in there.
There is purple
whatever.
basil, though, that's really pretty.
I know, but it will just be
A lot of Chinese
bruised.
food uses
Okay,
it.
so I'm taking a fair amount, and we'll rip some in later, but I'm just going to show you. So I took a couple leaves, and I'm just going to take them and I'm going to roll them together. Okay.
What's this called?
Chiffonade. It's French. I've given you Italian and French. What more can I give you? So
know.
you just take and you do very little, very thin little, and look at the little.
Oh, that's so cute. They're like little curls.
Yeah, and that's it. And you'll see what you get here
See, I should know this.
in a moment.
I'm just the culinary medicine chef. I know what's healthy. I know what all the
And so look
vitamins
at that.
and
And you get
nutrients.
these little ribbons.
And she just makes everything
So pretty.
So pretty.
Okay.
All right.
So,
All right, so our bread is pretty much toasted. Do you want it more toasted than this?
you know what though? I'll tell you what we're gonna do.
Okay.
We're gonna. I want to let that sit because I don't want it to make the tomatoes warm. So let's let
Okay.
that cool off.
All right.
So if we could put that there,
in
because
there.
it'll ruin the integrity of the tomatoes.
Oh,
We can't have that.
no, we need high integrity tomatoes.
Yes. And so,
All right, these peaches are getting there,
so we can take. We don't need this anymore. That's.
but they're,
Do you want to come back to this burner or no? Oh, those look good.
these look good.
Yeah.
I might just give them a little cross
Beautiful.
stitch there.
I am also going to use a little my flat leaf parsley for flavor, which I'm just going to do a rough chop on. Let's see how we're doing over here.
Okay, keeping
Ooh,
an eye on the. Oh, that looks good.
Looks good.
They're
Okay.
getting good.
Okay, so
Do you want me to start
yeah,
mixing
why don't
up
you
the
start the
quinoa?
salad? I can watch this here.
Okay. All right, so I've just got that there. All right, so the quinoa salad. So one sneaky trick with quinoa, because quinoa can be a hard grain to cook. It's very, very high in fiber. It's very good for you. We have some organic quinoa here. We've pre-cooked
I
it.
cheated a little bit and I added a little bit of vegetable stock and with the water proportions because I like the little boost of flavor.
Yeah, I do too. And we're trying to keep this a vegan meal here. So using veggie stock helps plump it up. But also, before you cook your quinoa, please rinse it, or else it's going to taste like a metallic-y, kind of gunky stuff.
I'm going to take these off, I think.
Okay, honey.
The peach.
Turn that off for you. All right, are you going to cut the peaches up?
I'm going to let them sit for just a sec.
Okay. So, I'm going to bring this over. This is all my
Here.
Can we turn that sideways?
Yep.
Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. All right. So we've got a couple things to make our quinoa salad even more delicious. So with quinoa, because it's a little bit of a mushier, it's not a crispy grain like a farro or something like that you would be able to toast up. You could actually toast up the quinoa, but you want to make sure you rinse it first before you cook it, okay? So we're going to add a couple of ingredients to make the quinoa not only more delicious, but also nutritious too. So you're going to add a little bit of salt, just a touch, right? You're going to add a little bit of pepper, also just a touch. And you just want to make sure you incorporate that first so that you don't get a bite that's super salty or super peppery on one side. Then we're going to take walnuts, which are just dry roasted. They don't have any extra oil. They don't have lots of salt in them. And you can just break them up so that they're kind of more of like a bite size. This is going to add a nice crunch. I love to have different types of textures as well as flavors in my side salads. And this is going to be a little bit of a sweeter side salad because we have that spicy and savory cauliflower steak to pair it with. And then we have also a sweet and savory umami panzanella salad that's going to be so delicious. And this is a meal that is not only healthy and delicious, but it's also really filling. And so if you
And it's beautiful. You could entertain with this and be a rock star.
You know, I'm not a vegan, but I do make a lot of plant-forward foods.
My kids love the cauliflower steak.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My kids are a little tough right now. They're young with the cauliflower.
They actually, when they come in the door, they're like, what does that smell? Because it smells so good, those spices.
Yeah.
And they, without provocation, they want to try it just because it smells so good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, cauliflower, typically if you boil it, which is what I do for my kids.
That's going to have a different reaction.
It doesn't smell as good as if you roast it with some beautiful spices.
I'm going to just dress this so that it sits for a little bit.
Okay, yeah. I'm just going to keep crushing up these walnuts.
Yeah, I'm going to put a good dose of olive oil, and we want to kind of overdress this because the salad is going to, the bread is going to soak it up. I'm using white wine vinegar.
Over here so we can see. Sorry. So we can see top down.
White wine vinegar.
Now let's swap out. Put it right here.
Do we have a spoon?
Yes, we do. Let me get
I put some olive oil, and this is some white wine vinegar. Just because if I put red wine vinegar or balsamic, it's going to turn. You could definitely do balsamic glaze after the fact. Salt and pepper, but we're trying to keep kind of true to, even though the peaches aren't regular. A regular panzanella salad would just be tomatoes, onions, and cucumbers with the bread, but we like to be different.
Mm-hmm. I like to kick it up a notch.
So that is not enough dressing because we're going to add the bread. So I'm going to,
because the bread's just going to soak everything right up, right?
So we're going to goop it up a little more.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
And I'm doing it first because I want to kind of take a look and see what we have, and then we're going to lightly toss the bread in.
So you know it smells good when I start singing, right?
So I'm just going to do a little.
I sing all the time in the kitchen.
How is it? It's a little salt and a little pepper.
Okay, good.
And then we're going to take our crispy bread pieces in and
get this out of the way.
Show that the love.
It smells so good. And you know what? I love raw onions, especially with Vidalia onions. They really don't have that bite that Vicky was talking about.
No, there's no bite, yeah.
Oh, that looks so, so good. And it smells so good. The basil with the grilled peaches, heaven. This is such a great umami.
So if I can have that platter, Lindsay.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to just take this here.
Okay.
This is bread, so it's all good.
Okay.
And put this out really nice.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Okay, and then, like I said, we're just going to, if I can give you that, we're just going to take some more of the basil here.
Oh. Do you want a nice leaf? This is a nice leaf. Yeah,
we'll put like a little flower on the top like that.
Okay, here's some good leaves.
Okay. She got a better one. So we'll put that on the top just for looks. And then here's where you could just, because it really will perfume it and smell so good. You don't have to chiffonade so much. Here you could do a rough chop, even though I would like it fancier. But you just have fun with it. The whole idea is to just do what makes you happy. And like this makes us happy.
It does.
We like to cook with our friends.
Bread.
And have delicious food. And I mean, how
That's
good
gorgeous.
is that?
Beautiful, beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, and then so we're gonna finish the rest of our quinoa salad here. You're gonna dress it with a tiny, tiny bit of olive oil, just a tiny bit, tiny, tiny. To make it a little sweeter, I'm going to add a tiny bit of local honey. This is going to go so nicely with those walnuts. And then also to add some natural sweetness, we're gonna have 2 fruits. So one is a dried cranberry, which you can get anywhere, and it's such a great fall addition to any salad. I put this into spinach salad sometimes too.
This is my favorite though, the quinoa with cranberry and walnuts, and I feel like this is a superfood. It gives me like
energy,
supercharge of energy.
Yeah, there's a ton of
there's
protein.
There's really no other food that does that for me.
I think we've talked about this in almost every episode, but fiber and protein, fiber and protein, fiber and protein. Not too much protein though.
Everybody get healthy just watching this.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, you're probably salivating enough for you to, you know. But this is just, it's so pretty. It's gonna have a nice crunch. It's gonna have a good flavor. I'm just putting the rest of the cranberries in because why not? And then we have these local figs. Now, figs aren't gonna be in season forever, so you should get out to your farm stand right now, but wait for us to finish first. And we're just gonna add some fresh figs right into the mix of this, and you're just gonna chop them up, just dice them a little bit. So I already have the honey in there. I have some salt and pepper in there. I cut off the bottom of this one because it was looking a little funky. We don't want funky figs. We want funky music. And then the figs add a good amount of, I think they have, what do they have? B vitamins. Magnesium. Vitamin K, which we talked about in another episode. But the figs just make it pretty too. And you can actually add some greens to this. I would put some microgreens in here at the end. I love microgreens. And you can get them all year round. You can get microgreens. And then so I've put a little bit of the honey. I mixed it in first. I put the salt in, mixed that in first. And then of course, this is my favorite.
Yeah, it's your go-to.
I pretty much use balsamic glaze on like everything.
Was that in your pocketbook?
It was. I just carry
everything else is.
It's in my back pocket. Oh my gosh, on the way over here, I'm like, if I were one of those celebrities in those magazines, we're like, what's in your purse?
Pocketbook?
I had like a Barbie cup. I had a thing to pull the blinds in my house. What else did I have?
Yeah, the cord for blinds. Yeah.
I had a measuring tape. I had all sorts of stuff. But we're just gonna mix this in, and this is just such a delicious fall salad. And because it has a little bit of honey, I'm gonna add some more of this honey in here. You just want like a teaspoon of honey. A teaspoon of sugar helps the medicine go down. Right? Oh, a spoonful. That's a spoon.
Poppins,
yeah. And then I'm gonna add one more fig because for good measure. One more fig for good measure. You know what? Parsley would be delicious in this, actually.
I love to sneak in greens, you know.
Well, it also makes it pretty, and parsley's not like an overbearing herb
I feel
either.
like it gives a bright, fresh taste to things.
Putting more balsamic in, just to add. Oh, it's just going to be so perfect. Tiny bit more salt, and then once we put that parsley on top, it's going to be so pretty, Vicki.
Love it.
All right. So that salad is complete with a little bit of parsley. Oh yeah, so pretty.
Beautiful.
And you can just leave it in the bowl that you mix it in.
Well, I have a platter. We're going to put that next to the cauliflower.
Okay, is our cauliflower ready?
I think we're just about ready.
It smells so good in here. It smells like all sorts of Ayurvedic spices that are just delicious. Okay, do you want to put this down here?
Oh, I can put it in the oven here.
Okay.
So here's the other platter. So how I would present this would be, we're going to see which is the best looking side first off.
Now you could also grill the cauliflower steaks too, right? Outside on the grill. If you're grilling the peaches, you may as well grill some other stuff too, right?
I want the best looking side. So
you're getting the cauliflower's good side?
Yep. it's the Hamptons. You have to be picture perfect, you know?
All the time, just in case.
Just in case.
You never know.
Paparazzi could be watching.
Especially Vicky.
Yeah, for sure.
They don't care
So
about
see
me.
how it gets, when it gets nice and caramelized, that's the good stuff there. So it smells so good.
Oh, delicious.
So I would do that, and then
Okay.
I would take a little bit of
So good.
this here. Just kind of
Oh, that's so pretty.
spoon around.
Yum. And then do you put more parsley on top?
You know it. You know I'm going to doll it up.
Just gonna make it beautiful.
Yeah. Try not to get it on the floor. Because it's one tone, this would be also good with some Romanesco, a broccoli.
Yum.
Romanesco, which is broccoli's pretty sister, is very good like this. Because we always have broccoli at home. I will spice up a few stalks of broccoli to do with some quinoa. So that isn't as pretty as normal, but
It's gorgeous.
yeah.
It's gorgeous and it smells so good. This is a beautiful vegan meal that was super easy to make. We made it in less than, what, 20-ish minutes?
Yep, 20 minutes, and then
Soup to nuts.
honestly, we could add the
peaches to the
peaches would
side.
be nice too. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much all the time we've got.
Yeah, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much. Keep eating healthy and join us back at the Healthy Dish.
We'll see you next time.